actually, I just saw your feed yesterday. That was so nice.
Oh, on my story?
Yeah, your story yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was so nice. That's actually the goal.
Oh, okay. What she has going on. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your color history right now, Michelle?
I started getting, so I've never colored my hair since last year. So last year after New Year's, I don't know, I think maybe the age or something.
Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of the gray hairs suddenly come out.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's my genes. You know, my grandpa has all white hair. So it's been coming out. So I had a balayage at the start, but kind of did not really get the color that I wanted. So it turned out to be like more on caramel. And then, so I've been toning, and then toned it like into like an ash, like dark ash. And then, so I said, you know, I think December, I said I wanted to actually blend it and not cover it, because there's no way, you know, like after a week or two, you see it coming out.
Yeah.
So this time he tried highlights. So he did the highlights. He said, you know, try to blend it. But then when I came back for toning, he toned it too dark. And I said, I wanted like an ash gray kind of thing.
Yeah.
So after that, the last tone I had was February, and that's it. I never came back.
Okay.
So I just let it grow
All
out.
the past color though was done in a salon.
Yes,
Okay.
everything salon. I never touched the like.
So this client, her color, this is probably, she got there, I would say, after probably about like 2 or 3 sessions of doing it. So what I do is I'm going to try to just lighten you as light as possible. You have mostly like concentrated white, like in the front. Would you mind doing the front a little bit lighter and then more dimensional towards the back?
as long as, you know, the goal is to, you know, having eventually, you know, the salt and pepper. And that's what my grandma had, and she looked awesome.
Yeah.
She looked awesome with the salt and pepper. And I'm like, you know, I can't really fight the genes. I just need help.
Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like you have mostly like
At the front.
salt in the front.
Yeah.
So I would recommend doing that a little bit lighter in the front, and then usually like the first round of lightening, it looks more yellowy when you're lifted. So I tend to do more of like a violet tone in the beginning. You're okay with seeing?
Yeah, I'm okay with
The
that.
violet gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing a haircut too?
I think so, because you know, I asked for layers, like a shaggy layers, but I don't think it happened. It looked like before I had tails in the back.
Do you have a picture of what you want your haircut to be?
Not really, as long as, because you know, I have
How much
picture.
shorter do you want it?
I'm trying to grow it.
Oh, you're trying to grow
I'm trying
it.
to
You just
grow
want
it.
to like shape it.
Yeah, just shape it.
Okay.
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
trying
can
to
find
grow
a
it.
photo of it
Yeah.
later, then
Okay.
that would be helpful.
Yeah.
And that way I know like what kind of shape you want your layers to be.
Okay.
And then this you're growing out too?
Yeah.
Everything?
I'm
Okay.
trying to grow it. I had long hair before, and then you know, the balayage, I just want to get rid of it because I didn't want the color, so I had a bob. I had hair as long as yours before, so I'm trying to grow it out. Yeah.
Okay. And then let's say I'm having difficulty lifting your hair. Would you be okay with doing just maybe, if it doesn't get light enough, to do the violet gray, to do more like a mushroom color until, because where the permanent color is, there might be a little bit of stubbornness. But I'll try my best to get the best light as possible.
Yeah, and I know it's a process, you know.
Okay.
You can't do it in one sitting.
Yeah. Yeah. The good thing is your hair feels really healthy. So.
I use Olaplex.
You do? Okay.
Shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, your hair
and,
feels really,
and
really healthy.
The
and
oil.
good.
I didn't wash it last night, so.
Yeah, no, it
I
feels
washed it
really
this
good.
morning. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Just do your thing.
Okay, cool.
Hi, so welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Lauren, a gray blending specialist, and today I want to share with you guys one of my clients' gray blending journey. So this is a client of mine who she's been coming to me now for, I would say, about a year. And throughout this year, I'm going to share along her journey with touch-ups. But before we get into that, this is how she kind of started with me. She went to someone who tried to do gray blending and she felt like it wasn't blending well enough for her. So we are going to be doing my method of gray blending, where I like to really utilize the natural hair as much as possible, but also we are correcting some of that old color out. So with this placement, I always start in the back of the head. I'll do a detail foil around the hairline, around the nape, and around the hairline, everywhere except maybe the money piece around the forehead area. I typically always will weave it because I want some dimension broken up into those foils, just in case the client puts their hair up. It just looks more natural and prevents the color from growing out too harsh, especially when the client is naturally so dark and we are trying to do a color that is going to be lifted at least to a level 8 or lighter. So I am using the Danger Jones powder lightener, the one that has 9+ levels of lift. And today what we're working with is pretty much her virgin regrowth. You can see she's got pretty long roots there. We are also working with some previous permanent color that her old stylist was using. We're also working with some highlights that are not lightened light enough, and also just some highlights that are on the lighter side too. So working around this, I am just going to be using the same developer. And with my signature placement, I typically will do 20 volume throughout the entire head. And if a client has more fragile hair, I might start off with a weaker version, mixing it with 5 volume, but for this particular client, I'm just going in with 20 volume throughout. It takes me about like an hour to do a foil, so I feel like I'm pretty good with my speed to start with 20 volume on this level of hair. But of course, if you do take a little bit longer to foil, I would definitely adjust. If I were to foil for about like an hour and a half or more, I would definitely start with like 10 volume or anything like that, so I wouldn't have to rinse in between foiling. So with this section, I usually will do a mohawk from the back all the way to the front. And now I'm doing her side money piece. I did some weaves off the hairline, but after I do those weaves like baby light, I am going to continue slicing. And since this is her first session with me, I'm going to do a lot of slicing. And the reason why I like to utilize slicing is because when she comes in for her touch-up, it's going to be a lot easier for me to distinguish what I need to highlight that session. Because typically when I have a highlight after a highlight, I try not to pick up the old highlights that we did the previous. So I try to pretty much pick up the dark that is left out from the previous highlight. And that way we kind of keep the ends a little bit lighter and also kind of correct that old color that is on those mids and ends. And as this client comes in and begins her gray blending journey with me, I will say she spaces her appointments out. After this appointment, we did 2 months out from this one and just did a toner. And then 2 months out from that one, we did a full highlight, but with that full highlight, I started to break up this placement. So today we're doing really slices to kind of correctively get that old color out. But her second session with me of lightening, we start to kind of blend and make the grout a lot softer, because in this session with the slices, it essentially does make it, I wouldn't say the softest grow out, because we are still trying to correct that old color out. So I feel like doing slices for the first session is kind of like that happy medium to where you can blend and soften the regrowth, but also correct the color out enough. And then once you've gotten most of that old color out, you can start blending the root a lot softer, meaning leaving more dimension, more of their natural root in between, and really following their gray pattern. And that's where the clients can go a little bit longer after the second or third session with me, because that's when I really start to pick out where their white hair placement is and follow that. And that's going to determine how far my foils are spaced out, what kind of weave pattern I do. So for her lift, we lifted her to at least like a level 9, I would say. And I didn't want to push her hair too much, even though I did say that her hair felt really good. Just enough to have the toner tone out and make it more on the ashier side. And since this is her first session with me too, we did, at the time, we used the Danger Jones gloss toners with their 5-1 for her shadow root. And then on those mids and ends, we did some of the artistic toners in silver and violet blonde. And as we started doing her touch-ups, we have adjusted her toner, and at this point now we pretty much do the Danger Jones gloss toners, and I usually will mix up the 6-01 with the 9-1 too. That's usually my go-to for my gray toners.
Looks nice.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Blends well with the gray.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, so here is her finished result. I absolutely loved it. I feel like this definitely did grow out a lot better than her last color and faded out really nicely. Like I said before, after this appointment, she waited about 2 months, came in for a toner. Then 2 months after that, we did another session of blending and started to kind of break up the blend a little bit more softer, meaning instead of doing slices that appointment, we started to do more of a weave pattern, and then slowly kind of get her to a point where we could give her more of a softer grow out and do thinner highlights or a thinner weave for her highlight placement. And if you're curious about the fade out, this pretty much just kind of fades out more of a blondish tone. The ash tones do feel like they fade out quite fast. So this is what the color faded out to, and this appointment was when we are going to be doing her highlights for her second session with me, and this is where we're going to be more so doing a weave pattern than the previous slicing that you guys just saw. And I just want to mention that everyone's gray transition plan and maintenance plan is very different. I always tell all of my clients to pretty much wait as long as possible in between their appointments, as long as they can go, to just kind of get more regrowth but also keep their hair as healthy as possible. And so these maintenance appointments are really customizable to each client. There is no one size fits all or anything like that. And so when people kind of ask me what I would recommend, I usually go just based off of what most people tend to do as far as how much they space out their appointments and the pattern of that. And I will say some people prefer to do toner every eight weeks or so, and then the roots every 4 months.
It's good. It's blended more.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Like it looks more like natural at the root.
Yeah.
So it's gonna grow in a lot softer too.
It looks nice.
Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, I'm gonna curl it, okay?
Okay.